What's going on, guys? The Ironcane here, back on the Dribble the Breakers video, and in today's video, I could cry. You want to know why? Because we finally got new content, dude. It is October 5th, and our last dosage of content was September 1st when Trunks and Vegeta dropped. And it's been a month since then, and we've gotten nothing. Nothing. Besides, like, a new banner, but, like, who cares, right? So we finally got new content. We have a new update. And this one seems to be pretty impactful for the game. And for everybody saying that Raiders don't need buffs, or Raiders are fine the way they are, or survivors need buffs, you might be a little surprised when you see this patch, because I took a peek at it earlier, and it's a lot of stuff for Raiders in here, guys. A lot of stuff for Raiders. And this is an indication that if Raiders did not need help or did not need buffs, then this patch would not have come out. But before I rant about that, let's get looking into the notes here. Dribble the Breakers game bounce adjustment October 5th. In-game adjustments launching, so it's gonna be launching where I live, and EST on the 6th. So tomorrow, when this video goes live, this update will be live. So just letting you guys know in advance. You'll probably see me like maybe showcasing some of this in the coming days. Alrighty, so overview of adjustments. We buffed the abilities of certain Raiders in accordance to how the gameplay environment changed over the season. In addition, we've updated the quantity for certain items. Okay. In-game adjustments. Adjustments to Raiders. Adjustment to Raiders. All right. Increase the speed bonus Raiders, Cell, Frieza, Majin Buu, Vegeta, and Ginyu Force receive while the survivor they've locked onto is in the center of their camera and they are moving towards their target. So basically what they're trying to say here, but they like make it sound like gibberish. When you're locked onto a survivor, you will move faster. That's it. That's what I'm getting from this. It might mean that like you specifically have to have the like homed in onto them, like in the center of your screen. But this will make you move faster when you are honed in on a survivor like that. Basically, when you're chasing, right? You'll be able to move faster. They increase the HP of Cell and Vegeta. Bro, I can't. All right, Cell. I will say, I don't think necessarily needed this. Personally, I really don't think Cell really needed a health buff, but Vegeta, oh my god. Thank you, dude. It is so bad with Vegeta that it's come to the point that if he gets caught like twice with a level 4, pack it up, buddy. Pack it up, throw in the towel, you're done. You're done, bro. The only part where this might be a little concerning is like the 8th form of Vegeta, and it's just like to make comebacks against the 8th form and like him being a little tankier now, that could be a little scarier. I do think Vegeta did need a health buff, but it seems like this health buff applies to the entire Raider. So I imagine this applies to the Cybermen. I imagine this applies to Nappa, or it could just apply to Vegeta. I mean, they don't really specify here. I mean, with Cell, they don't need to, because Cell, it's just Cell, right? There is no like Cell Junior or like, it's literally just Cell. So they could just be referring to Vegeta specifically, but of course we'll, you know, test this out when I showcase Vegeta once this patch goes live. All right, shorten the cooldown time for Raider Cell's active skill after image at evolution levels 2 through 4. So currently the cooldown for this skill, I can actually pull it up just to clarify with you guys. Give me 1 sec to do that. Okay, so at base, Cell's cooldown for after image is 30 seconds. I've been upgrading it. So if you max it out, you can reduce it to as little as 28 seconds, which is 2 seconds, not really anything insane. But they don't really specify how much they're reducing the after image skill, but they are reducing it. So the shortest one that we currently have in the game in terms of a break strike or like, you know, knockback based move that Raiders have, surprisingly, Buu actually has the shortest. Angry Shout is 26 seconds, and for some reason, every other Raider, they have it, the lowest you can make it is 28. Like, even like characters like Vegeta, where, you know, I would say Vegeta, like, especially needs it because of how frail he is, but that's going to change, which is awesome. But yeah, I'm fairly certain for everybody else, yeah, it looks like, okay, for, wow, it's 40 seconds for Guldo. Yeah, so it looks like, for some reason, Buu is the only character in the game that has a really short knockback or like break strike like ability. So they're reducing it for Cell too, which is nice. And I think for Cell, with his kit not being that great, I feel like, you know, that's definitely helpful. I mean, I would prefer them just make his kit better as opposed to just like, you know, reducing this. But, you know, they did what they did, and that definitely is helpful for him. All right. So what does it do here? Increase the duration of the hit confirm box. So Raider Cell active skill solar flare evolution 2 through 4. So what I gather from this is that after you pop solar flare, it will have more active frames. So it has, I guess, a higher likelihood of landing, I imagine. So we'll see that in practice. I don't really care for Cell's solar flare. I mean, it's like the combo, just like it is with Survivor. You hit after image, then you pop solar flare, then you can do a melee or a super, whatever, you know, level you are, you can like determine or just escape, whatever you need to do. Adjusted to hit detection of Raider Cell's evolution level 3 super attack, full power energy blast volley. This is a good buff. This is a good buff. You've heard me complain about this in matches, and if you wonder what I'm referring to here, so Cell's best option in terms of attacking is his blast volley. It has a very short cooldown, but for some reason, I always found that this volley does not deal nearly the same amount of damage as Super Buu's. And clearly the devs also thought the same thing. So now they're adjusting Cell's volley to make it similar to Buu's. But, you know, this could be, I don't know if it's going to be an issue, but it is something to consider. They even have Buu's volley at 15 seconds, where Cell is at 10. And that's actually a fairly short cooldown for a super attack. So it seems like what they're saying here, full power based on the parameters of Raijin Modern Boost level 3 super set, the same name. I don't know if what I'm gathering from this, it makes it seem like they're gonna make the moves basically work the same, but I guess Cell's would technically be better since it has a shorter cooldown. But we'll see what happens. You know, we can compare and contrast once these drop. Shorten the cooldown time for the Raider Frieza's active skill Break Strike. Interesting, a Frieza buff. Wow, I mean, personally, I don't think Frieza needed the buff. I mean, this isn't like an insane buff, and we'll have to see how much they plan on reducing the cooldown. But like I said, everybody's Break Strike can be reduced to 28 seconds, besides Buu, which can be reduced to 26. Everybody starts at 30. So I wonder if they could just reduce everybody to 25 seconds. Personally, I really don't think Frieza needed to be touched just because of how great his passives are and because of his kit. Frieza mains, let me know. I mean, I don't really think this needed to be a thing with Frieza, but maybe they feel like if they're going to be reducing the cooldown for other Raiders' Break Strikes, they might as well do Frieza's as well. But I don't know. Personally, I don't think he needed it, personally. All right. What else do they have here? Shorter cooldown for... All right, this one, I'm surprised they're even touching Buu, because I feel like Buu is fine the way he is, personally. So they're furthering the cooldown, reducing it, of Majin Buu's Angry Shout. And like I said previously, Majin Buu's Break Strike is already significantly lower than everybody else's. You can already reduce it to as little as 26 seconds. So how much further are they going to reduce it to, like 24? 20, I feel like, would be a little much. It's already 26, like maybe 25. Again, this is another one where like I'm kind of scratching my head, like why I don't really see a need to do this. Like I can totally understand like the Vegeta buff, but like like for Frieza and Buu, especially the later levels of Buu, like maybe for like Fat Buu, but then like maybe make the cooldown longer for Super Buu and onward, maybe. But like I don't know. I personally don't think it was necessary, but you guys can let me know. All right, see what else we have here. Increase the damage for Raider Vegeta's evolution to active skill key explosion. Okay, so notice how they're not saying Nappa here. They're saying increase the damage for Raider Vegeta evolution level 2 active skill key explosion. So they're not saying Nappa here. This is referring to Nappa. So Nappa and Vegeta actually have separate Break Strike abilities. Nappa has key explosion and Vegeta has explosive wave. I don't really know why they differentiate the two. I mean, we could see what the difference is here. A large key explosion that sends surrounding enemies flying, can be used while being damaged. A large, yeah, it's literally the same description. So like I'm kind of like confused. People told me that explosive wave apparently knocks back people further but deals less damage. So I don't know if like key explosion works a similar way, but that's what people have told me. So basically what I was trying to make a point of here, since they aren't saying Nappa and they're saying Raider Vegeta's evolution level 2, and when they mentioned the health increase, they said HP Raider Cell and Vegeta, I imagine this means that they're increasing the health pool of every single level of Vegeta, including the Cybermen and including Nappa. So Vegeta is getting a massive buff, which is awesome. I'm definitely down for it. Vegeta has been my favorite Raider as of late, and I think a part of that is because of the difficulty of him. So I hope this buff doesn't make him that much easier. All right. Shorten the cooldown time for Raider Vegeta. Yeah, again, they don't say Nappa. They're saying Vegeta here. Shorten the cooldown time for Raider Vegeta's Evolution Level 2 active skill called Cyberman. So this is when Nappa, like, straight up just, like, says, shoots out the Cyberman. So this is if the Cyberman lives. This is a super, super, super strong active skill. And the upgrade is, like, terrible. Like, if you upgrade this to max, like, I don't even know if you can reduce it by that much. Because, like, you're reducing it by 0.5 seconds. So what do you just reduce it to 24? Like, 24... or like 23.50 maybe, I don't know, but they're reducing this cooldown. That's kind of cracked because this active skill is insane. Like, even if you're level 4 and Nappa has the Cyberman up, if you get hit by the acid, you're probably dead. Like, this skill basically immobilizes you. It's very, very deadly. Like, let me see if they show the acid. So if you get hit by the acid, you basically can't perform any actions until the acid effect goes away. So it's really, really, really deadly. All right, so let's see what else. Shorten the cooldown time and increase the damage for Raider Vegeta's Evolution 3 Explosive Wave. Okay, so they're... I think this is fair for Vegeta. I think Vegeta definitely needed this more than Buu and Frieza. But yeah, so this is his Explosive Wave. They're increasing the damage. So I was probably right, what I've been told. So Explosive Wave dealt like little to no damage, and it has this cooldown. So basically they're increasing the damage and reducing the cooldown. I think that's fine. But now that they're increasing the health, I don't know. Like, do you guys think they should have just reduced the cooldown for this and increased the damage but didn't touch the health? I don't know. I might be leaning more towards that opinion. But, like, they're doing a lot of buffs here. I just wonder if it's too much. We'll have to know, you know, once we experiment with these boys. All right. Showing the cooldown time for Raider Vegeta's Evolution 3 Call Nappa skill. So, I mean, this one's pretty self-explanatory. If Nappa lives, you can call Nappa. This is really, really great when it comes to defending the Super Time Machine. When you call Nappa, and if people are working on the Super Time Machine, Nappa flips his fingers, does a little explosion, and it's an AoE. It knocks everybody off the Super Time Machine. And the timing is kind of tricky. You can dodge the move, but it is kind of tricky to dodge. So it's very, very good in defending the Super Time Machine, or just areas, or like bodies in general. All right, adjusted the Raider Vegeta's Evolution Level 3 Super Attack Finish Breaker so that it cannot be canceled out by weaker Ki Blast. This is huge. This is huge. You guys have probably seen this in my gameplay. So you can, certain Ki Blasts can just straight up make this super attack useless. Some super attacks like Pan's, Kid Buu's, Kid Trunks, the Ball Blaze Ki Blasts, and like the laser ones completely make this useless because they come out so fast, just as fast as Finish Breaker, and you aren't able to deal any damage with the super attack because it basically just gets canceled out. So it does specify here that weaker super attacks are not going to be canceled out. So what I imagine this means is that if you're a level 3, you still might be able to cancel out Finish Breaker by spamming your own Ki Blast. But if you're level 2 or 1, you probably won't be able to, is what I imagine. But it could just counter it overall. But I do think this was a necessary buff for Vegeta just because I think it is a little insane that like you would just straight up like make this super attack like unusable, like pointless practically. All right, so that's it in terms of the Raider buffs. This is pretty, they have not buffed Raiders like this like since they introduced the gauge. This is very, very, very interesting and proof that Raiders are not OP if they think that this is necessary. But anyways, gloating aside, adjustments to item drops. Lower the rate at which Dragon Radar level 1 drops on all maps, adds to the game up to Season 3. Lower the rate at which the Power Key Radar drops on all radars up to Season 3. Wow. So maybe this is their answer to Dragon Ball rushing and to Key rushing, because I think it's pretty apparent that Key rushing and Dragon Ball rushing has kind of just become the norm. And they must know this because they would not do this otherwise. So it looks like they're trying to combat Key and Dragon Ball rushing. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Notice how there's no Survivor buffs in here. And this is just complete Raider buffs. And if anything, you could even consider this a Survivor nerf. I mean, I find power key radars to be really lucky. I don't feel like I'm finding them that often. I find them to be pretty lucky to find. I guess they're just reducing level 1 drops, because if you guys don't know, when you destroy like pots or just like destructible items, Dragon Riders actually can spawn out of them. It's not just crates and supply drops, or like just crates, I mean. So maybe that's what they're doing it for, and maybe that's what, I don't know if you get power key radars from destroying pots. I don't believe you can, but I know Dragon Radars you can, at least level 1s. Alright, so currently ongoing in-game errors / adjustments planned for future updates. Issue where the camera is in a different position at the opponent's super attacks has been an issue for a very long time. Issue where the survivor uses instant transmission active skill. Raiders can still hit the survivor even when they should be out of range of using certain skills at a particular time. So this is referring to using skills like the Cyberman call, or certain calls, I believe, or like Yamu, the Yamu call with Spopovich. If someone uses instant transmission, if you use the call at the right time, Yamu actually like goes with the survivor and hits them after the instant transmission. Issue where Raiders can still hit a survivor using instant transmission active skill. Yeah, basically the same thing I was saying. This basically, you're not supposed to use Battlesuit 1 with Super Saiyan Vegeta, and it like locks the game up. So I'm surprised this is still a thing. They mentioned this a long time ago. An issue which the landing delay notification skill unintentionally causes the action other than running to speed up. Wow, this is still in the game. They pointed this out as soon as we dropped with landing delay notification, which was like back in April. So this has been available for a long time. What this is referring to, when you land with landing delay notification, you get the speed boost. You can use Kaioken Rush, you can use the Oolong Change Rocket, and you get a burst of speed using those active skills. That's a no-no. They don't want that to be a thing. So they still haven't removed that. So you can still take advantage of that if you like. And last but not least, an issue where the Raider role cannot be selected on the role selection screen. Wow. Wow, dude. This is a pretty gnarly buff, dude. This is a pretty gnarly buff. I mean, looking here, the last thing they buffed, so this was August, yeah, the 28th of August is patch notes. This is, oh yeah, so they did do a patch relatively recently. Yeah, this was the big buff. Okay, yes, this was fake death and everything else. So when was this? This was August, yeah. So like, yeah, this was last month. Or not, actually, what am I saying? Yeah, that was almost, I guess, like a month ago. It's technically August, but yeah, that was almost a month ago. I mean, I'm glad to see that they're actually doing another sizable buff like so close after the last one. Because typically they only do one and that's it. And then lastly, or last time they announced the delay and then the anniversary live stream, which is going to be on the 14th. But yeah, guys, wow, huge update. And so this is going to be live on the 6th. Sorry, my laptop is falling down. Basically when this video goes live. And then next we have this to look forward to on the 14th at 4 a.m. So definitely look out for that. But yeah, guys, wow. This is an insane buff. A lot to talk about. Raider buffs off the wazoo. A nerf potentially to Ki and Dragon Ball rushing. We'll see how much this plays a role with the Raiders. But we have a lot to look forward to, guys. We have like a huge thing for Raiders in terms of buffs, and we have the anniversary live stream literally coming a week after this buff takes, or this patch comes into the game. So very exciting, very exciting. Let me know in the comments below which buffs you were most excited for. I mean, there wasn't too many nerfs really. The only nerfs that were really present were to the Dragon Raiders. It's kind of just like straight buffs to Raiders. I know people are going to be pretty conflicted about that, but personally, I feel like it was necessary. The only ones I felt were unnecessary were reducing Break Strike for Buu and Frieza, and I mean, I don't know how I feel about them. Like, they increased the health pool of Vegeta, but they also reduced the cooldown of his Break Strike, which I feel like you kind of just need to do one or the other. You didn't necessarily have to do both, but they felt they needed to do both. So Raider buffs galore. So to those people yelling and screaming that Raiders did not need buffs, clearly I disagree with you and the devs disagree with you as well. So here it is. I mean, people that, you know, still think Ginyu is OP, notice how nothing for the Ginyu Force. So I mean, clearly they think Ginyu is fine the way he is, and personally, I don't think he needs buffs. If anything, they could probably tweak certain things about like his Milky Canyon with Jason Birder alive, but they clearly thought that Ginyu was fine. I think a part of the PTS probably helped with that, allowing them to realize like what Ginyu needed and what he didn't need. But this is basically just the older Raiders in the game getting buffs. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below what you like from these patch notes, what you dislike, what you're afraid of, what you're excited about. If you think this is a massive W, if you think this is an L, personally, I think this is a W. I think there's certain things that they didn't need to do, but overall, I'm very, very happy with this. But yeah, guys, very cool that they updated the game pretty much a month after the last time. If they update the game like this every month, that would be fantastic on top of like transfer drops and events and stuff like that. So hopefully this is a sign of them like keeping up with the game and updating things like pretty consistently. But they've shown that they've been good at that for the most part. But yeah, boys, thanks for watching. Like the video you enjoyed. Again, let me know in the comments how you feel about this patch. And I'll look forward to all the showcases I'll be doing with Vegeta, Frieza, Cell, Buu, and you know, obviously Survivor matches, seeing how much the Dragon and Key Radar reduction, you know, affects matches. But yeah, boys, catch you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, have fun, peace out.